Everyone is looking to save a buck or two when it comes to energy costs around the house. And one of the ways to take a few dollars off your utility bill is with energy efficient, eco-friendly plumbing. And that may start with your hot water. I chatted with Siear Ahmad from Wolseley Canada and asked how homeowners can tell if their water heater is working efficiently.
The purpose of the water heater is to heat the water. So if you feel like you're not getting enough hot water coming out of your tank, usually these tanks have anywhere between 7 to 10 to 15 years life cycle. So if you're approaching towards the end of that life cycle and you're seeing some issues with either delayed hot water or the water just not being warm enough, or if you're seeing any kind of leakage, and that's usually a good sign to know whether the water heater is working well or not.
Okay, so let's talk water heater replacement. There's always a choice to be made at that point, whether you go with the old-timey tank or you go with the new hot water on demand system. Do you have a recommendation in regards to which one is more energy efficient?
So the tankless units typically tend to be more energy efficient. There's lots of advantages to having tankless. Obviously with the tank water heater, water is stored in the tank itself. So if that water is not being used, that water is sometimes cold. So when you turn on the tap, you're not always getting warm water right off the bat. So you have to wait that extra 15 seconds for the water to heat up. Whereas with the tankless side, water is heated on demand. So when you turn on the tap, it signals the water heater to allow water flow through the heater, and it whether it's the heat exchanger or what it is, the heating element engages and heats the water as it comes to the tap, so you're not wasting any water like that. So there is advantages to that. Now, if you currently have a hot water tank installed and you're looking for a replacement, it is a little bit more pricier to go to the tankless side, just because there's some conversion that's needed. The venting needs to be changed sometimes. The pipes sometimes need to be changed. You might need a higher, bigger diameter pipe. And then the other aspect obviously is how long you're going to own the property. So if you're planning on staying in the property, again, and you don't mind paying that a little bit extra to get the tankless side, tankless is definitely more efficient. The other option, obviously, you have is if you already have a tank in place, is to go with a higher efficiency water heater tank. So typically, anything that's Energy Star rated is usually a good sign. They are high efficient tanks. And then with the Energy Star, it's not just about efficiency, it also comes with a little bit of peace of mind, because anything that's Energy Star is actually required to have a minimum 6 years warranty. So you won't get that on non-Energy Star tanks. Some manufacturers or suppliers might offer something similar to that, but it's not required by law. So at least when you get an Energy Star tank, you're covered for that 6 year period for any kind of repairs, whether it's to the tank or parts or anything like that.
All right, well, let's move along from hot water and let's talk something else that everybody needs, and that is laundry and efficiency with laundry, because it involves water and it involves energy. With laundry, how can we make it more efficient?
We've all heard the use of cold water doing laundry. It's recommended in a lot of situations. Cold water not only helps take that pressure off your plumbing system, because you're not constantly running hot water through the system, but oftentimes, especially with the detergents that are in the market right now, a lot of them are certified for cold water use. So we don't actually have to use that hot water to do the laundry, and a lot of our daily laundry needs really can be done with the cold water. One of the other benefits that people often don't know about with cold water is that washing anything bright colors like the bright reds or the navies or the blacks, it actually prevents limits the bleeding of those colors. So hot water will actually make those colors bleed a lot more often. So you start to get those dull colors a lot more quicker by using hot water constantly. So that's one big advantage of cold water. Now, having said that, there is uses for warm water. Not all laundry can go through cold water for optimum performance. stuff like towels, anything that's heavily soiled, cold water typically won't perform as well. And anything that really needs any kind of disinfection, like bedding, for example, or cloth diapers. Typically, we would recommend using hot water for that because cold water doesn't disinfect or clean us thoroughly.
Now, because you are the water expert and plumbing expert, are you responsible for laundry in your home?
um,
You're
Truthfully, no.
not. I can tell by the hesitation. You give
I am
recommendations, but you don't do
responsible for
it.
putting the laundry away once it's done.
All right, Siear, I appreciate your time today. Thank you so much.
Of course.